Hey warriors, focus is the sharp edge of life. Without it, even the strongest sword becomes dull. Without focus, your mind drifts like a boat without a compass, lost in endless waves of distraction. But when focus lives within you, you gain the power to cut through noise, to pierce through doubt, and to build a life that feels strong, purposeful, and unshakable. Most people are not defeated because they lack strength or intelligence. They are defeated because their focus has been taken from them, stolen by noise, by temptation, by constant notifications, by the opinions of others, and by the trap of doing everything except what truly matters. The world is designed to scatter your attention. Ancient Stoic thinkers understood this deeply. One of them wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Your focus is your power. It is your ability to direct your energy where it matters most. And when you master it, you are no longer controlled by chaos. You become the one who controls it. That is what this is about. Reclaiming your power, sharpening your mind, and walking the Stoic path to a level of focus so intense. It feels like your soul is burning with purpose. But understand this. Focus is not just about working harder. It is not about forcing yourself to sit for endless hours. Focus is clarity. It is knowing exactly where your energy must go and refusing to let anything meaningless steal it. Another Stoic once said, "It is not that we have little time, but that we waste much of it." When your focus is broken, life feels wasted. But when your focus is whole, life begins to feel limitless. Imagine yourself as an archer. You hold the bow. You hold the arrow. Around you, the world is loud. Voices are shouting. The wind pulls at you. Doubt whispers in your ear. But the Stoic way teaches you something different. To silence the noise. To breathe. To see your target with complete clarity. And to release your arrow without hesitation. That is focus. In the next few moments, you will discover 10 powerful Stoic truths. Truths that can dramatically sharpen your focus. These are not fantasies. They are built on timeless wisdom. The same wisdom that cut through distraction centuries ago. Each truth will not only strengthen your attention, but also give your life deeper meaning and direction. Just stay with this, because it can change the way you focus for the rest of your life. But remember this, focus is a choice every single day. You must choose where your attention goes, because every choice you make shapes your destiny. A Stoic philosopher once said, "You become what you give your attention to." If your attention is on chaos, you become restless. If your attention is on anger, you become bitter. If your attention is on growth, you become unstoppable. So let me ask you, where has your focus been? Has it been scattered, stolen by the noise of the world? Or is it sharp, protected, and directed like a warrior's blade? This is here to remind you of your true strength, to show you how to reclaim your attention, and protect it as if your life depends on it, because it does. Before we go further, make a promise to yourself. Don't just watch this, live it. Take these 10 truths and make them part of your daily life. Because if you do, your focus will not just improve, it will transform you into someone unstoppable. Now, before we begin the first truth, take a moment to support this. Leave a like, share your thoughts, and pass this message to someone who needs it. Stay until the end, because your mindset will be sharper than ever before. And to begin your journey with strength, say it to yourself, "My focus is my power." Truth number 1, guard your mind like a fortress. Your focus is only as strong as the walls you build around your mind. In ancient times, a city was only safe if its walls remained unbroken. The Stoics believed the same about the human mind. They taught that the greatest danger is not from enemies outside, but from distractions that enter within. One Stoic emperor once reminded himself, "You have been wandering. Now return." He was calling himself back to protect his attention and to stop his thoughts from scattering like leaves in the wind. That lesson is even more important today. Every notification, every buzz, every meaningless scroll is like a crack forming in your mental fortress. And when those cracks grow, your focus begins to collapse. Guarding your mind means setting boundaries. It means saying no more often than you say yes. It means deciding that your attention is sacred. Because here is the truth, if you do not protect your focus, someone else will use it for their benefit. There are systems designed to capture your attention. Every click, every scroll, every next thing pulls you further away from deep concentration. A Stoic mindset would tell you. Protect your fortress. Be selective about what you allow in. Before giving your attention to anything, ask yourself, will this help me become who I want to be? If the answer is no, close the gate. Because every time you give in to distraction, you are not just losing time, you are losing a part of yourself. Here is how you can apply this in real life. Start your day in silence, not with your phone. Decide the 3 most important things you must do today, and center your focus around them. Create a space without noise, even if it is just a small corner where your mind can breathe. The Stoics practiced stillness every day, not as a luxury, but as a necessity for survival. When you guard your mind like a fortress, you no longer feel scattered. You feel strong. You feel unshakable. You are no longer controlled by distractions. You control them. And when you reach that point, your focus doesn't just grow, it multiplies. Claim this truth for yourself. I guard my focus like a fortress. Truth number 2, remove what weakens you. Focus is not only about adding discipline, it is about removing distraction. A sculptor does not create a masterpiece by adding more clay. He creates it by cutting away everything that is unnecessary. The Stoics lived by this same principle. One Stoic philosopher said, if you want to improve, be willing to be seen as foolish by others. Why? Because people will not understand why you let go of the very things they are attached to. But you must, if you want true focus. Look at your daily life. How many things are you holding on to that do not serve you? Endless group chats, toxic conversations, gossip, mindless entertainment. These don't just steal your time, they steal your clarity. Focus grows in simplicity. Chaos grows in excess. And most people never reach their full potential because they refuse to let go. This is why minimalism is not just about your surroundings. It is about your mind. A Stoic clears their mental space, the same way a warrior sharpens a blade, by removing what weakens it. You cannot strengthen your focus if your mind is drowning in noise. You must build a life where only what truly matters remains. Ask yourself, what is draining me? Who is draining me? Where am I wasting my energy? Write it down. Face it honestly. And then, slowly but surely, begin to remove it. Yes, it may feel uncomfortable at first, but it will set you free. A Stoic emperor once said, if you want peace, do less, only what is essential. Peace and focus do not come from doing everything. They come from doing what truly matters. Focus is not a talent. It is a decision. And the first decision is elimination. When you remove what is unnecessary, you don't just gain time, you gain strength. Like a sculptor, your life becomes a masterpiece, only when you cut away the excess. Truth number 3, master the power of single tasking. The modern world praises multitasking, but multitasking destroys focus. Your mind is not meant to juggle everything at once. It is like an arrow, and an arrow cannot hit 2 targets at the same time. A Stoic once warned, to be everywhere is to be nowhere. When your attention is scattered, you lose depth. You may touch many things, but you master none. The Stoics understood the power of presence. They taught that to truly live, you must give yourself completely to this moment, to this task, to this breath. And when you do that, your focus becomes unstoppable. Imagine writing with your full attention, not half of it. Imagine working with complete presence, not constant distraction. Imagine working, not with your eyes constantly on your phone. Imagine building your dreams with no divided energy. That is the power of single tasking. Modern science is now confirming what Stoic wisdom understood long ago. The human brain is not designed for multitasking. Every time you switch your attention, you lose energy, and each switch leaves you weaker. When you divide yourself, your focus breaks apart. But when you choose one task and give yourself fully to it, you enter a state many call flow, a place where time fades, and effort feels natural, powerful, effortless. To master single tasking, you must train your mind. Start small. When you eat, just eat. When you read, just read. When you work, just work. Resist the urge to split your attention. At first, it will feel uncomfortable because distraction has become a habit. But if you stay consistent, your focus will grow stronger, like a muscle. One Stoic leader reminded himself daily, do every act of your life as if it were your last. Think about that. If this task were your last, would you rush it? Would you divide your mind? Or would you give it everything you have? That is the Stoic way. That is how focus becomes powerful. Single tasking turns the ordinary into something extraordinary. It makes your work feel meaningful, your conversations feel alive, and your goals feel within reach. You don't need to do more. You need to do one thing exceptionally well. Lock this into your mind. I give my full focus to one task. Truth number 4, discipline your environment. A distracted environment creates a distracted mind. You cannot plant seeds in the middle of a storm and expect them to grow. In the same way, you cannot build focus in a space that constantly pulls your attention away. Stoic thinkers understood this deeply. They believed that while you cannot control the entire world, you can control the space you choose to live in. One Stoic teacher said, "Surround yourself with people who bring out your best." But this idea goes beyond people. It applies to your environment. If your surroundings are chaotic, your thoughts will reflect that chaos. If your space is filled with temptation, your focus will scatter like leaves in the wind. Disciplining your environment means creating conditions where focus becomes natural, not something you have to fight for. Remove distractions. Clean your space. Keep your phone away when working. Place reminders of your highest goals, where you can see them every day. Turn your environment into a place of concentration. Most people rely only on willpower, but willpower is fragile. Your environment shapes your behavior. More than your intentions, your environment shapes you. The Stoics practiced this by stepping away into quiet places, to reflect, to simplify, to walk in nature, and to silence the noise around them. They trained their strength by choosing where they stood. Ask yourself, does my environment move me closer to my goals or pull me away from them? If it pulls you away, it must change. You are not weak for needing structure. You are wise for creating it. Because focus is not built in chaos. It is built in order. Picture a warrior sharpening his sword before battle. Picture a thinker clearing his space before creating. Now picture yourself building an environment where your focus can breathe freely, where distraction is no longer an enemy, but a distant shadow. That is discipline. That is control. That is how focus becomes powerful. Truth number 5, train your attention through stillness. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is strength. In a world that is constantly rushing, the person who can remain still holds the greatest power, control over their attention. One Stoic ruler practiced this daily. He would wake early, sit in silence, and reflect within himself. He believed, nowhere is more peaceful than your own mind. But today, stillness has been lost. Noise fills every space. Distraction lives inside every device. And silence feels uncomfortable. But without stillness, your focus becomes fragile. The Stoics understood something powerful. Silence trains the mind, the same way weight trains the body. It strengthens your ability to choose your thoughts instead of being controlled by them. Training your attention through stillness does not mean escaping to a mountain for hours. It means returning to yourself in small, simple moments. It means sitting in silence for a few minutes before your day begins. It means pausing your breath when chaos surrounds you. It means closing your eyes and reminding yourself, I control my mind. Nothing outside controls me. This is where focus grows. Like a muscle, every time you bring your attention back to the present moment, you make it stronger. And with practice, you will hold that focus longer and longer. Stillness is the training ground of the mind. The Stoics used simple exercises. They imagined challenges before they arrived. They reflected on worst-case outcomes, so fear would lose its power. They sat in silence to remember what truly matters. These were not comfort rituals. They were training for focus, and they are just as powerful today. Try this. Once a day, put everything aside. No phone, no noise. Sit in silence for 5 minutes. Let your thoughts wander. Then gently bring them back to a single point. Your breath, your purpose, your work. At first, your mind will resist, but soon, you will feel a new strength rising within you. The strength of unshakable focus. Stillness is not emptiness. It is presence. It is the power to return to yourself, to reclaim your mind, and direct it where it truly belongs. In stillness, you train your focus. And when your focus is trained, it becomes a weapon. Make this your promise. I train my focus through stillness. Truth number 6. Turn obstacles into fuel for focus. Distraction does not only come from pleasure. It also comes from pain, frustration, pain, obstacles. These can scatter your mind faster than anything else. When life becomes difficult, most people lose focus. They get lost in their emotions. Their clarity fades, and chaos takes control. But the Stoics chose a different path. They learned to turn obstacles into fuel for focus. One Stoic leader said, "The obstacle in the path becomes the path." This is one of the most powerful truths you can understand. The very things that distract others can become your greatest source of strength if you change the way you see them. Think of fire. When wood is thrown into flames, it doesn't weaken the fire. It makes it burn stronger. Your focus works the same way. When something painful or difficult enters your life, don't let it break your attention. Use it. Let it sharpen you. Let it remind you why your focus matters even more. For example, when someone doubts you, don't waste your energy on anger. Channel it into your work. When a problem appears, don't sink into frustration. Direct your focus toward the solution. When life tests you, don't scatter your mind. Sharpen it. Every obstacle has two outcomes. It can weaken your focus or strengthen it. The choice is yours. This mindset takes practice. When difficulty appears, pause and ask yourself, how can this serve me? How can this make me stronger? Over time, something powerful happens. Every problem builds your discipline. Every setback sharpens your clarity. Every obstacle fuels your inner fire. The world is full of distractions, disguised as problems. But when you learn to flip them, they become power. And once you master this, your focus is no longer fragile. It becomes unbreakable. Truth number 7, live by daily rituals, not random impulses. A distracted mind lives on impulse. It chases whatever feels urgent in the moment, jumping from one thing to another, never going deep, never building mastery. But a focused mind lives by ritual. The Stoics believe that order in your daily life creates freedom within your mind. One Stoic teacher said, "First decide who you want to be, then act accordingly." Rituals are your anchors. They keep you steady. When distractions try to pull you away, they give your mind a rhythm, a pattern, a direction to return to. Without them, you are like a ship drifting aimlessly. Without rituals, you are like a ship lost at sea. But with them, you are guided toward your destination. Think about the small daily actions that can shape your focus. Waking up with intention, writing to clear your mind, spending a few moments in silence before work, setting fixed hours for deep, meaningful tasks, reflecting on your day each evening. These may seem small, but over time, they build a discipline that no distraction can easily break. Most people wait for motivation, but motivation is unreliable. Rituals do not depend on how you feel. They depend on discipline. And when you live by ritual, focus becomes automatic. Your mind knows what to do, when to do it, and why it matters. The Stoics followed morning rituals to prepare for the challenges of the day, and evening reflections to grow stronger in wisdom. They lived with rhythm, not randomness, and that rhythm allowed them to remain calm and focused, even when everything around them was falling apart. Ask yourself, what rituals can protect my focus? What habits can ground me every day? Start small. Even one ritual, practiced consistently, builds strength. And as you add more, your focus begins to multiply. Rituals are not a prison. They are freedom. They are not chains. They are wings. Because when you live by ritual, you no longer depend on fleeting impulses. You depend on discipline. And that discipline strengthens your focus in ways you never imagined. Truth number 8, control your inner dialogue. Your focus is not only stolen by the outside world, it is also taken by the voice inside your mind. Doubt, fear, overthinking, constant inner noise. These can drain your attention faster than any external distraction. The Stoics understood this deeply. They trained themselves to master their inner dialogue because clarity outside always begins within. One Stoic teacher said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. And your response begins with your thoughts." If your inner dialogue is chaotic, your focus will be chaotic. But if your inner voice is steady, your focus becomes unshakable. Most people let their minds wander without control. They argue with themselves. They replay past mistakes. They imagine fears that haven't even happened. And every time they do this, their attention slowly leaks away, like water from a broken jar. Focus requires you to repair that jar. To choose your thoughts carefully, you must become the master of your inner voice. When negative thoughts appear, don't fight them, replace them. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I will stay with this until it's done." Instead of, "I'm overwhelmed," say, "I will take this one step at a time." This is not blind positivity. This is mental training. It is giving your mind words that strengthen your focus, not weaken it. The Stoics practiced this through writing. One of them would write daily, not for others, but to shape his own thoughts. He reminded himself of what mattered and quieted the noise within. You can do the same. Write down your fears, write down your doubts, then replace them with truths that guide your focus. Your inner dialogue is either your prison or your weapon. If you master it, your focus will not break under fear or doubt. It will stand strong. Truth number 9, strengthen focus through the body. Focus is not only mental, it is physical. A tired body cannot support a sharp mind. A restless lifestyle creates a restless mind. The Stoics understood this connection. They treated the body as something that must be trained with discipline, so it could support the mind. One Stoic thinker reminded himself, "Train the body so it does not resist the mind." This was not vanity. It was wisdom. A weak, undisciplined body weakens the mind. A trained body strengthens it. Understand this. Your brain is not separate from your body. Your sleep, your nutrition, your movement all shape your ability to focus. If you eat poorly, sleep too little, and rarely move, your attention will scatter, no matter how hard you try. But when you discipline your body, your focus rises naturally. This doesn't require extreme routines. It requires balance. Sleep at the right time. Move your body daily, even for a short time. Eat in a way that fuels your energy, not drains it. Step outside. Breathe deeply. These simple actions clear the fog of fatigue and make your focus stronger. The Stoics lived simply. They walked in nature. They trained their bodies with discipline, so their minds could remain clear. They understood something powerful. The mind cannot be free if the body is neglected. Your focus is not just in your thoughts. It lives in your habits, your breath, your body. Strengthen the body, and the mind